The first miscarriage I had, I was devastated, and I think because we had been trying for so long, I think I spent about 3 days just in tears. Sorry.
I used to suffer with depression, and I self-harmed greatly. And when I lost a baby, I would cut. And that was my way of coping with it.
And all you're wanting is to get pregnant again and to lose it, because you know that somebody will take you seriously and somebody will look into it a little bit more for you. It's awful to think that's how I did feel.
I was just inadequate, and I couldn't do what so many people do. And when you're so desperate or you've just lost a baby, every person around you is pregnant. Everybody's got a baby or everybody's pregnant.
Miscarriage is a devastating reality that affects thousands of women each year. It is a sensitive subject which traditionally has been kept quiet, leaving women and couples to grieve on their own. Early pregnancy assessment units, such as this one in Milton Keynes, can sometimes be the first place women find out their pregnancy has come to a premature end.
We shouldn't underestimate how emotional these ladies are. For losing a baby is a real loss for the woman. Women, once they get pregnant, have a visual image of that baby inside them. Maybe men don't relate that much, but for women it is a real loss. And there are some psychological studies that have shown that women who had early pregnancy loss go through the same psychological trauma that like moms who lost the babies later in pregnancy or in the immediate time after the delivery.
It took 9 miscarriages and years of trying before Frances found out the reasons behind her multiple miscarriages.
I just felt like I'm never going to have a baby, it's never going to happen. And I'd always wanted children, always wanted them. But my husband and I fostered, as opposed to take the place. But I just thought it's never going to happen. I'm never going to have children, and I can't carry the children. It's just not going to happen, and there must be something wrong with me.
After losing 2 pregnancies to miscarriage, Caroline was told she'd have to wait until she'd had a 3rd before any investigations would be done.
And I remember asking the doctors, you know, why did it happen? Can you not test? And all they basically said was, you know, they sort of dismissed you, saying, well, a lot of pregnancies will fail because the genetic makeup isn't right. So, you know, the pregnancy, it's best if the pregnancy doesn't continue, which, yeah, in the, you know, when you're not going through that, you can, you know, take that in and accept it. You know, it's makes sense, but you know, at the time, it's a hard thing to hear, and you want people to look like they're doing everything they possibly can to give you a reason, to give you an answer for it, and you just feel that they're not.
After miscarrying, women want to know the reasons behind the miscarriage and what they can do to prevent it from happening again.
I think 1 miscarriage is just one too many for women because they're just devastated. Having 2 is like, wow, why is this happening? And 3 is like the end of the world. It's horrendous. And I think that women need a lot of support with this, and they need to know why we don't do investigations in the beginning. If someone gets to the point of having had 3 miscarriages, the risk for having further miscarriages rises. And I think at that stage then they need to be saying, well, look, we need to do investigations.
The London Bridge Hospital houses the London Lupus Centre, which specialises in treating Hughes Syndrome, just one of the causes of recurrent miscarriage. Hughes Syndrome causes clotting of the blood, which results in the pregnancy ending early.
In the world of obstetrics, early miscarriage is common. Many causes like abnormal chromosome or uterine problems So the statistics sadly show that, you know, this is a smaller percentage of the big numbers of miscarriage. But when you get to 2 miscarriages, and certainly when you get to 3 miscarriages, you're almost certainly talking this. This is the commonest treatable cause now of recurrent miscarriage. In pregnancy, where the blood is already slightly thicker, there's a huge danger of the baby not getting enough oxygen, clotting of the placenta, miscarriage, and tragically some of these women get 10, 12, 14 miscarriages. Before 1983, when we described this syndrome, patients used to have, I think it was 18% chance of success. Now it's in the high 90s with treatment.
Although the internet has many sites dedicated to miscarriage, often people want to talk to someone about their loss. Up until last year, there were no miscarriage support groups in Nottinghamshire, and this highlights that perhaps more help should be available.
It was that need of not feeling on my own and not feeling so isolated. And I contacted the Miscarriage Association and I did a long distance learning course to help me set up a group here in Nottingham. For Nottingham to be a big city, usually Nottingham has a lot of self-help groups, and I researched it on the internet, had a look, and there wasn't any at all. So it was really, really surprising. And there's been members coming to the group from sort of Lincolnshire, Derbyshire, because we're kind of their local group.
Hospitals often give out leaflets, but many feel this isn't enough. After having 4 miscarriages, this couple from Nottingham felt they needed more support.
Yeah, the group's been really good.
Yeah, it has been really supportive, and it's like different people, different age ranges and different circumstances. But yeah, it's been quite nice to get to know other people that's actually in the same boat as such. Because when you're going through it, you feel that you are on your own, you are isolated, and with not getting the information that you actually need from the organisation at the hospital, you do feel that you're on your own and you haven't got that level of support.
With doctors continuing to do research and guidelines about testing currently being updated, hopefully soon more will be known about the medical reasons behind miscarriage.
We don't know why, but it is well documented that tender loving care, good emotional support in the first few weeks of pregnancy does increase the chance of the pregnancy to continue. That is well proven in studies in big recurrent miscarriage clinic, but we don't know why.
For women who suffer with multiple miscarriages, all they want is to bring home a live baby. And when that happens, it's a dream come true.
I could not believe it, and I just looked at her father and I said, "She's alive. She's alive. She's actually alive." And I couldn't believe it. I had a baby and she was fine. I mean, it didn't matter if she, however many toes, fingers, anything she had, she was alive. And it was just like an added bonus that she was absolutely 100% fine.
I tried to put the miscarriages behind me and move on, try not to dwell on it too much. But not long after he was born, I suddenly start thinking, well, what would they have been like, and would they have been as lovely as he is? And that was quite hard. Having him here certainly keeps my mind off of that now.
I don't think I love her any more than any other parent loves their child. But I do think I appreciate her more than the majority of parents do, because I waited so long for her.
After about 2 weeks of having him home, it really sank in, and it's been a roller coaster ride ever since, but complete life changer, but we wouldn't have it any other way now.